Good afternoon. It's Andrew with Supercharged Stocks, and still have Liam here as well. We're on the final day, and lucky enough, as Synergy would provide, Ellis Martin is here. We spoke this morning, and you asked me who was my favorite pick, and I said it was Amex. And who did I run into? You were interviewing Amex. And what a lucky, fortuitous event that we're all here sitting at the same table, and I'm ready to talk about the conference in general, and particularly the year you've had and the upcoming year.
Yeah, well, we had a great year. It was nice. Well, look, this is like the end of the conference now, right? We got the month of November. It comes to the end of the year, and we had a great year, and it was great meeting you guys also throughout the year, and you guys have been supporting us, and yeah, looking forward to more stuff.
Excellent. You've got a pretty aggressive drill program going on up to about 100,000 meters?
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct. So we started this year, our initial drill program was 3,000. We upgraded it to 8,000. Then we upgraded to 25,000. And there was one discovery after another, all coming in about a kilometer and a half away. These are all like separate zones. So now we do believe there's going to be a lot of gold in here. So that's why we expanded this program to 100,000 meters. It's ongoing right now. We're going to finish about 40,000 meters by the end of December, and then we got another 60,000 meters going on. So how we're going to do the 60,000 meters? 40,000 meters going to go on the known zones to expand them, both at depth and on strike, and then the other regional drilling to find new zones. So we have another 6 new targets, and we're going to have metallurgical testing also going on. Got a lot of news flow coming up.
So that's exciting too, getting us through the winter. Constant news, lots of updates, lots of exciting things going on. How about you?
Well, they're not doing it just for the sake of releasing news, because that's what a junior mining company. I wasn't suggesting you were making that suggestion, by the way. But I was talking to Victor earlier, and as you know, it's one of the most aggressive drill programs in the junior space right now. But he's not the kind of company, they're not the kind of company that they're just going to hold off on rolling out the drill program to keep news flow going to move the stock along.
Sure.
They wanted to find the resource, let the market know about it, and let the chips fall where they may. And I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so what we're doing, one of the questions we've been getting at all the conferences, they all ask us, when are you going to put out your first resource? And I don't think it's the right thing to do to put out a resource. You put out a resource now, I don't know where is it going to come in at I could argue with you there's 500,000, and I can argue with you there's 1.2 million ounces here. It's all going to depend on the top cup. What we'd really like to do is have something very meaningful, and that's why we're gonna be drilling 100,000 meters, and it may end up being more after that as we keep exploring.
So that's not staged. It's all at once, the 100,000 meters.
Oh, we're going right through it. There's a third drill coming. Right now there's 2 drills turning 24/7. There's a third drill coming on January 6th, January 7th. And if you do discover another zone, there'll be other drills going. Right now we're fully funded for all the drilling, the full 100,000 expansion to 100,000 meters, all our G&A, metallurgical testing, and by the end of the year to come in with a first resource calculation, fully funded.
I like that how you said to come out with a resource now. I mean, why go too ahead? Like right now, an investor can come in right away into this program and start kind of positioning themselves as you're releasing more data, as you're hitting targets and meeting milestones. They don't have to just come and go all in or whatever. This is a perfect chance to get in at a reasonable value, at a good value, and grow. And if you keep on expanding these targets, you're going to see some big lift.
Yeah. One thing that we're doing is we're on our website. We have all our drill data. So it's not that somebody can think, oh, maybe they're hiding something. We have all our drill data is on, so anybody can come on our site. That if you've got Leapfrog or any one of these resource builder softwares, you can make your own resource model. So we just keep on drilling, and when it's time, we'll put out our main. We want it to be something meaningful. That's our goal.
That's exciting, and I mean, for me, my goal is to work with trying to get a retail story out, get more people just interested. I mean, we live in Canada; it's a resource country, and there seems to be a disconnect. And I think gold seems to be something that people are relating to, because we've got 13 trillion of sovereign debt out there that's at negative interest rates. There's a lot of uncertainty, whether it's political, ideological, economic, that people look for safety, and then that leads them to a gold mining company, because it's an actual resource, there's an actual asset there that has value. So how do you feel as a sector that we're trying to get that message out to remind just even the retail person that putting $2,000 into a stock is a worthwhile venture?
Yeah, I'm very positive of what's going to happen with gold. I do think gold will go up, but one thing we have to remember, there was one of the presentations I was looking at, and they said that in 52 different currencies, gold is trading at an all-time high, and Canada is one of those examples. I said back in 2011, when gold was at $1,900 US and Canadian, because they were almost at par at that point. Yeah. Well, today we're almost at. Well, actually, when we touched 1550. We had touched record levels in Canada, 1550 US. So we actually touched record levels. And the other thing I forgot to mention when it comes to us, for example, to Amex Exploration, Jacques Trottier, this is his third mine that he's hoping to have explored and produced. The last one was the Shahuindo mine. He went to Peru, bought this prospect for $10,000, and just recently it's been sold. There's a lot happened in between that, but it's over 3 million ounces, and Pan American Silver just bought it for over $600 million. Where we're sitting, we're in the Shikobi Deformation. We're in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. Yep. We're right in the Shikobi Deformation Zone. When you look down and you have Kirk Lake, you look at Kirkland Lake. You look up and you have Detour Lake. We're in the deformation zone, right in between it. Yeah. And we brought Kelly Malcolm. He used to be over at Detour Lake. The big advantage with that, because he's worked there for many years, and he was one of the geologists responsible for the 58 North discovery. Yep. So knowing the geology, being with somebody who's already founded companies, found mines, sold mines, for us it's really. I think we're in a good space right now. Excellent.
I want to put you on the spot a little bit too, Ellis. But you just spoke with Victor. What's your take quickly? How do you feel about the company?
Well, we've been covering the company for probably 6 months now, and they've been a sponsor of my program, so I'm biased, just to full disclosure.
Sure, yeah.
But, certainly we wouldn't be working together if we didn't appreciate each other. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that Victor's serious about the business he's in. They've had this property for a while, and they've started to develop it at the right time, and this is a pivotal time in the market where we're ahead of probably the biggest boom we've ever seen. Everybody wants to know when that's going to happen. I'm not going to make any predictions, but it is gearing up for that. Yeah. Huge lows. It will happen, and this is one of the few juniors in the space where currently it's performing for shareholders. Period.
Beautiful. So, one of my off-ball questions is there a mining mindset? So is there a type of person or a type of discipline or individual way of thinking that attracts a certain individual to this sector, which is a tough sector?
Well, this sector is one of the few sectors that you can actually, it's one of the few places where you can put money in and make, or even as a miner where I can walk into a project, we put skin in the game. We put all our own money in there, can go through the capital structure after. It's one of the few places where you could actually make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and more times of your money. It's going to put effort in there. And I think one thing that's really important is understanding where you are in the space. If you're an explorer, you're an explorer. At some point, grow the asset. If it grows 10, 20, 30 times, pass it on to a major. One of the reasons, if you ever get caught with a massive CapEx cost overrun, well, to a major, it's not even going to be material. Yeah. To a junior, it could be fatal.
Yes, yeah.
I agree. This is the only sector I'm aware of where you can see, and we have seen 10, 20, 30, 40 bangers. Yeah. Even, I don't want to say even in that area, especially in that part of Canada, especially in Eastern Canada. Yeah. Great jurisdiction, one of the best in the world. It's a mining country, even though most of the population of both Canada and the U.S. doesn't realize how important mining is, but everything we use comes from the ground. I mean, everything. Yeah. And that's the only space I know where it's possible. And I want to sell everything I own and put it into a company that's going to have a 10 or 20 or 30 banger. Do I do it often? No, but I want to. Yeah. Doesn't anyone?
No, of course. And this is the time. And I think if you get a sense that this market it's turned and it's shifting. And I always use that catchphrase of getting in ahead of the curve. Yeah. That's right. And we're there. I'm not one to time things specifically, but it certainly seems like that momentum is the right right position.
And I think one thing that Victor mentioned earlier is the amount of disclosure of detail on their website.
Yeah.
So, and that's reflected in the type of investors they have and the share price, because those people can do all their homework immediately and then make a decision.
That's right.
We've been on tour here for a little while. I've been here for about 9 days now. But what's your overall sense, or what's your sense of London in general? Why are you here? Why are we here in London?
Well, we came here to a couple of different conferences. The conferences do look like they're very lively. There's been a lot more investor interest. Precious metals are definitely in play. A lot of speakers out there talking about actually gold going up to record levels in U.S. dollar terms. So that's definitely going to even help in. It's just, I think the investor confidence is pretty good. London's been very good for us.
This has been one of the oldest financial centers in the world for quite some time. Here in London, there's real serious institutions here, fund managers. It's not really a retail market. We don't see that here at this conference at all. So this is really where the business of mining on the financial end happens in this particular capital in Europe, and I think that's why we're all here. And Mines and Money's done a great job of assembling a good group of companies and speakers and an audience. They've done very well.
Yeah, I know for me as well, that integration of mixing in some of the millennial type questions and interests, as well as having some students to try to liven up. And once again, this is the center for finance a lot of times, as well as mining. And from someone from Vancouver, where it's the center of junior mining, it's great to see the mix of the old and the explorers, and that culminating in a great event. Excellent. Well, it's a real pleasure to run into you guys, and I appreciate the time. It was great.
Great.
Enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.